canyon. A salute to the Air Force men of America.
You are about to see an actual mission flown by the United States Air Force. All information, material, and incidents contained herein are now declassified. Headquarters Air Research and Development Command, Andrews Air Force Base, Maryland. Special Order number 213, paragraph 1. Lieutenant Colonel Stevenson B. Canyon, serial number AO041044, will report to the Commander, Joint Task Force 7.4 for approximately 60 days temporary duty for the purpose of carrying out classified instructions. Officer is cleared to receive material up to and including top secret by order of the Commander.
Gentlemen, since this is a joint task force, let's have a joint report. Navy.
Sir, the ships of the line are now en route to their positions around ground zero. They will be in complete strength at H-6 hours.
Thank you. Scientific task force, please.
Well, our group's complete. The instruments and the equipment check out. And as for the bunker crews, we'll be taking off shortly.
Thank you. Air Force.
Line aircraft and reserve aircraft are ready and waiting, General. Flight crews, Colonel.
They're all on alert, sir, including reserves. Maintenance crews are now on 24-hour duty.
Thank you. Army.
Communications network is intact, sir. All other facets ready.
What are we doing about the construction crews?
Well, sir, we're evacuating all construction crews on outlying islands and moving them back to safer quarters. Evacuation will be complete by H-12 hours.
Thank you, Colonel. It is now H-14 hours. Weather will give us the final go or no go. Thank you.
H-14 hours. Up and down Fred Island, home of the Air Task Group, activity begins to speed up. 14 hours is not a long time, especially after you've been at work on a project for months. The ships of the line are now steaming out, taking their position on the seas surrounding 0 Point. Construction personnel are being evacuated. The nerve centers begin functioning at full speed. On Fred Island this day, there are more planes than on any stateside base 10 times the size of Fred. Half of the entire island is taken up by runway and parking areas for aircraft. H-14 hours. Men of the United States Air Force are preparing, planning, studying, learning, waiting. The story that follows is simply the story of these men. The aircraft are being groomed like thoroughbred horses before the big stake race. There's no such thing as too much maintenance. An aircraft mechanic can be wrong only once, especially on a mission like this. H-13. The last military air transport plane winds up its engines and moves out. There goes Fred Island's last scheduled contact with the outside world. Now at H-13 hours, a single runway on the island is reserved for test aircraft, and test aircraft only. Over and over again, we've been officially briefed on the mission a dozen times, 24 times. So we go over it again. Takeoff time will be H-1 hour. figuring pre-flight checklist time, taxi time, and margin for problems, we'll start our pre-flight check at H-5 hours. Final weather briefing will be at H-6 hours other than our last in-flight check. Any questions? Okay, that's all for now. H-12 hours now. On the outside, all these bombers and fighters look like normal Air Force equipment. On the inside, if they let you in, it's a different story. These are special aircraft. Every one of them rigged with special meters and dials and gauges to record pressure and heat. This bomb bay no longer houses bombs, but instead carries canisters. The nose of this fighter carries no machine gun. Instead, it holds an electronic recorder. This wingtip fuel tank is cunningly designed to house a paper filter. The crews of these planes are like busmen on a holiday. Though 12 hours still separate them from their mission, they can't resist coming down to the line to inspect their ships. On a mission like this, men and machines become automatically one. Without the man, the machine is nothing. Without the machine, the man is not an airman. Our precious cargo is housed secretly inside our intercontinental jet bomber. H-11 hours. Scientific personnel are making a final check of the target area. In a helicopter, it's easier to see the big picture. To get a perspective impossible to get on the ground. The copter can hover like a hummingbird over the target and surrounding areas to see that all the pieces fit. One of the pieces that must fit with a jigsaw precision is Pacific weather. B-50 weather aircraft are continually taking off from Fred right through H-10, H-9. Keep the record straight over the miles of ocean that surround the target. Far out from the proving grounds, the men in the special weather planes keep a never-ending watch on the changeable tropical weather. Humidity, pressure, winds aloft. Vital information to be radioed back to the task force on Fred Island. At some of the other atolls in the Marshall Islands, Air Force personnel check the weather from ground positions. Right up to the final minutes, the flow of weather information never ceases. On Fred Island, the exchange of weather information is handled through a closed television circuit. The weather room is actually on the neighboring island of Perry. The personnel on both Fred and Perry can see the same charts, hear the same briefing, and arrive at the same go or no-go conclusion.
Looks like we got a good day for it.
Looks like we go. Now darkness falls on Fred Island. H-8. H-7. And the hours move downward. H-6 hours. -5. -4. -3. -2. -1. Control from Turkey 1 for taxi.
Turkey 1, clear to taxi. Tiger sniffer hold position. Tiger sniffer holding. Beat red for time and taxi. Beat red, stand by. Control calling Carter 2. Carter 2.
Control from Turkey 1 on run-up pad.
Roger, Turkey 1. You are clear to number 1 position. Lead red, time 0527. Move to run-up pad 4.
Turkey 1 and number 1.
Turkey 1, hold position, please.
Turkey 1, roger.
Blind alley, hold position, please. Turkey 1 from control, you are clear to roll.
Turkey 1, roger.
Motor 5, please move to run-up pad. Motor 5, roger. Tiger Sniffer, you are cleared to number 1. Tiger Sniffer moving to number 1. Kimona 5 and number 1, ready to roll. Clear to move, Kimona.
Finally, after months and days and hours of preparation and patience, H-1 hour. Infinite preparation, infinite patience. Because you just don't take chances when you go to drop a hydrogen bomb. H hour is 0600, 6 a.m. Now it is H-25 minutes. We fly now at altitude, circling in our orbits around 0 point as steadily as planets around the sun. All different, all the same. Bound together by a singleness of purpose, our job. Known to the men on the ground as accurately as if we were tied to their plotting boards by invisible wires.
AC from radar.
This is AC.
Altitude okay, increase airspeed 5 knots.
Roger, increase 5 knots. We are closer and closer to dropping it. H-15 minutes. Target point, a speck of coral 45,000 feet below. You look down and you feel very much alone, but you know you're not. Scientists on the ground are so closely in touch with our every movement that they could be in the cockpit. The men of the scientific task group work inside a well-protected bunker not far from 0 point, on an island called Bikini. They are underground and we are 45,000 feet in the air. And yet we couldn't be closer together. The panels in this room keep check on every instrument pinpointed around the target. If one single item of the immense operation doesn't check out, this man can stop the whole mission by radioing negative, negative. The steady tone in the bunker comes directly from the bomb. The beep indicates that everything in the weapon is as it should be. The moment of drop, the beep will stop. Silence in the bunker will mean that the bomb has fallen.
Radar to AC.
This is AC.
We'll be over the IP in 30 seconds. Start turn 062 degrees.
Turning to 062 degrees. steady on 062 degrees.
Roger, thank you.
H minus 2 minutes.
AC from radar, please send a PDI and give me second station.
She's all yours. Our plane bears a white underbelly for good reason. The same reason why we sit in a pressurized glass bowl, surrounded by thermal curtains and wearing opaque goggles. All this is to ward off caloric effects once we drop the bomb. H minus 1 minute. H minus 30 seconds. H minus 15 seconds. H minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Major?
Yes, sir.
Let's get out of here. It is 0600 on a summer's morning over the atolls of Eniwetok and Bikini in the Central Pacific. Up here, all is quiet, serene until... The scene because our job is over. But what of the others who came with us? Where are they? Their job is just beginning. We circle at a distance waiting our call to come in. H plus 30 minutes. The F-84s now start making pass after pass through the radioactive cloud to collect particles of nuclear radiation and gaseous matter. B-57s engage in another kind of sampling. They deliberately pile through the active cloud at different elevations to test radiation at different heights. This is Turkey 1.
Turkey 1, please orbit in present position until all aircraft have cleared the runway.
Turkey 1, roger. The others can go home now with their cargoes of incredible information. Quickly they return, and quickly a new set of men start their work. The whine of the jet engines fade away as the test aircraft come to park position. Monitors rush up to check radiation levels. Air crews and technicians look for evidence of the bomb's power. Some aircraft show no damage whatsoever. Some show light traces of burn on the fuselage and control surfaces. And a few bring back mute evidence of the fact that the bomb can bite and crunch miles in the air. And this is why we conceal the white filters in the planes, to catch and trap nuclear particles. Technicians in special clothing remove the samples. Radioactive particles of atomic fission must be handled not with kid gloves, but with metal prongs. All aircraft must be immediately decontaminated. Our job is over. The evidence is gathered from the air, from the ground, from the sea. It is loaded for fast delivery back to the laboratories in the United States. And now the test is complete. Now Fred Island is once more NOE talk. The bomb has been dropped. All the months of preparation, the infinite patience, the courage, all of it had paid off. This is Turkey 1.
You are cleared to enter traffic. Please call on initial. Caution, runway is wet. Repeat, wet. Braking action poor.
Roger, Control. We'll call on initial.
Turkey 1 on initial. Gear down and locked.
Roger, Turkey 1. Number 1 to land.
In the Pacific, the weather changed its mind in split seconds. But wet or dry, Fred Island looked awfully good to us. AC to crew. Immediately following post-flight check, get yourself hot meals and some sleep. We take off again at 2300 hours. We're home.